Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Casual KO. Coming off of a week off, which is a rare week off. I think we've got 10 straight weeks of UFC action led by UFC 302. Very excited about it, actually. I'm stoked for this fight coming up. You can't see it here, but I do have the Donald, or I'm sorry, I said Donald, but the Dustin Poirier Ninja Turtle is hiding back there. That's going to skyrocket in value after he fucking guillotines Islam Makhachev, right? But no, I'm excited. I'm gonna make some crawfish. I'm gonna do a crawfish boil, a little Louisiana style food over here. We're gonna go all out and have a good time. So I got the guys with me, Alex, Jared, Profit Picks, and T Picks. What are you guys up to? Alex, I'll start with you, man. Have you been getting into any degeneracy since there's no UFC last weekend?
Uh, didn't do too much last week. Just took a little break. We hit boxing very hard the week prior
Yeah.
on USIC, and that was a great fight. Did lose a little bit on the knockout. I thought I was gonna get that. Of course, the ref doesn't help me out in that round. But yeah, coming off a profitable week, breaking a losing streak. I'm ready to get into it. We got a good card today.
Yeah, on that, and then I want to see, what Jared's been up to. But dude, I've had one of the coldest streaks. I told you a couple weeks ago. Like I'm like, dude, I'm done betting. Like I'm done doing this shit. And Jared's like, it's peaks and valleys, dude. Calm down. But I was like so pissed off, man. I lost so much money. Like for me, a lot of money is like to where I'm uncomfortable losing it, right? It's not a ton of money. It's not life-changing money, but it's like I don't want to fucking lose a couple $100 on a weekend. Like it's too much for me to lose. Um, I finally like made some shit back. And I was using Bet Online. Bet Online is a really cool place. You have to like withdraw with crypto, but I have a crypto wallet. Not trying to brag or anything, but you can do that. I love Bet Online, man. They offer so many freaking lines over there, like unique things, striking. You can bet, ends in split decision, all that shit. Really good time. But doing a little baseball betting. Baseball betting. But Jared, what have you been up to, man?
Well, I filled you in about me placing the most degenerate bet of my life on the winner of the Survivor 46 season,
Yeah,
and
dude.
we fucking hit it.
That's
And
legendary.
we fucking hit that bitch plus 450.
Where did you
And
get that fucking line?
bet
Where do you
online.
find Bet Online? Okay.
Yeah, they were the only book that had it. And I was like, you know what? I'm making an account. I'm fucking in.
He's gonna
When
bet
And
on
you
Donald Trump now to
when
win
you
the election.
withdraw, yeah, no shit. You can bet on like his tie color, how many times, like over under, he's gonna say China, over under how many times during a debate. What when you have you withdrawn yet? Your money?
yeah, so it looking like a fucking total pain in the ass for a while, but I ended up doing the Bitcoin thing and
Okay.
like you have Bitcoin on like if you have Cash App, like it comes with some Bitcoin thing or whatever.
Yeah.
So I probably had to eat like, I don't know, 10, $20 worth of fees, but I ended up getting my money.
So you got the Bitcoin delivered to Cash App.
Right.
Oh
And then
wow.
from that, I go from the Bitcoin, like it's like the Bitcoin currency, and then you just transfer that to Cash App, and then you withdraw from Cash App. So I'm fucking eating fees left and right, but we
Oh,
got paid.
cool. Yeah, no, I did Solana. And if you get like a Coinbase wallet, if you're gonna fuck around with that, I recommend doing Solana. And I can show you how to use a Coinbase wallet, but there's zero fees. The only fee that comes from it is the tiny fee coming out of uh Coinbase. So
I actually have a Coinbase wallet because I use Bovada sometimes. If DraftKings is like being a cunt for the when I'm betting on one FC,
right,
I'll
right.
use Bovada a lot. And you got to jump through hoops with their payouts too. But the easiest way seems to be crypto. So I was doing it to the Bitcoin on Cash App, and then I did it once, and it said you've already sent whatever to this address, so you can't use that. I'm like, all right. So I make a Coinbase wallet, and then from the Coinbase wallet, I send it to the Cash App, and then long story short, I have like $50 in my Coinbase wallet just like floating there. That I think it's trapped forever.
Yeah, you can get it out. I can help you get it out. It's a fun. I used to be so into it, dude, and then I realized like it's kind of a pyramid scheme. Everybody that really made money off crypto, I think, already made it. And it's just kind of a thing just to get people, in to fucking put their hard-earned money in it, man. I made a bunch of money off Ethereum and Dogecoin, dude. And when I say a bunch of
Really?
money, we're talking like four figures. It wasn't like, but that's a lot for me. Um, Another lottery that I almost hit. has one of the fighters on this card that fucked me over on it. And when we get there, I will get to it. And I forever hate this fighter because I literally almost won one of those massive DraftKings fucking fantasy lineup things where you put $8 in and first place gets $10,000.
Oh yeah, I know who it is.
Yeah, I'm sure Alex does too. And this fucking piece, I hope this dude gets knocked the fuck out, honestly. And I don't know if I'm going to bet on him
This
because
is
I don't.
exactly where he's gonna show up too. This is exactly where he's gonna do what he should have did for
Probably,
you.
probably, but I also know that my little sister, who's 19, could probably knock him out. So I mean, the guy
Definitely
doesn't have
Kevin
a
Holland.
huh?
It's Kevin
What?
Holland, isn't it? Right?
No, dude, you'll know
It's
once
Kevin
once we
Holland.
get to it. Don't say it because I want it to be a surprise. It's not Kevin
Pretty sure
Holland
it's
though.
Kevin Holland.
It's not Kevin Holland.
Jared knows who it is. He's white. I'll tell you that. Fucking piece of shit. But yeah, let's get into it.
Oh my
Don't say it.
God! I
Don't
know who
say
it
it.
is.
Let's wait till we get to it. A couple grapplers going at it. But yeah, man, let me pull up Tapology here. We'll go through. I've been loving watching some Dustin Poirier interviews all week, man. Just learning more about him, even though, he's my favorite fighter. I don't know why he's really my favorite fighter, just his style, everything about him. Only dude to ever finish Max Holloway, only dude to knock McGregor out. I think he's got some of the cleanest, if not the cleanest
He
boxing in.
mentioned that word that we all hate to hear. He mentioned the retirement word, and that
Yeah, but you know
huge
what,
red
man?
flag for
He's one of those guys where he's fighting for legacy. And someone brought this point up, and I thought it was such a good point where when people are halfway in, halfway out, you think like this dude's just fighting to get another paycheck. Dustin Poirier is not fighting for another paycheck. He's good. He's fucking set with his hot sauce that sells a lot. The two McGregor fights late in his career. I mean, he's legitimately set. He's got some good sponsors that are going to probably stick by his side. He's got that nonprofit, which we know if you take anything by Bill Gates, that's the greatest way to make a fuck ton of money is by doing a nonprofit. So he's good. And, I think that when he says he's retiring, I think he's going to go into this still like he would his first fight. Like, I think he's going to go in there and he's going to try his ass off to get that because this is all that he needs for his career to be 100% complete. If you go online, you know how I get these cards, these fucking different, signed cards and shit. His cards in some cases are more expensive than like McGregor's cards already because he's just got that legacy, dude. He's so likable. People are kind of turned off by McGregor every, kind of more lately. But yeah, man, he's a legend. And I think that he's going to go in there. He's going to give this, fucking mountain man some hell, but I'm gonna pull up Tapology here. I got a fucking rule now from now on. If we all agree on the first fight of the night, I am not taking it. I'm fading this. It happened last fucking week too.
We're gonna hit it this week. We're all gonna agree on this fight.
We're all gonna agree on this first fight.
I think we will. Yeah, and that's the thing. When I decide that I want to jump off that train, that's when it's gonna cash. So it seems pretty straightforward. Alex, you can start this one off. Jared, you'll go second. I'll go last because if you guys both pick Andre Lima like I think you're about to, I might have to pick Raposo. But we got Andre Lima going up against Mitch Raposo. Mitch Raposo
with a hot take. I
Well,
like Mitch in this, to be honest. I think he can mix it up. I think he can hang on the feet. I think he's gonna get hit. But there's one trend with those Massachusetts guys. Being a Massachusetts resident, I've noticed it, and they don't get knocked out. They are so durable. They're probably the highest durability of every state in the United States. Is those Boston boys? They got chins. So, I love the over in the spot. The bookies agree with me. It's at -155 for the over 2.5. I think Mitch mixes it up. I think he gets a lot of takedowns, and I think he just wins this fight off control time. And I'm gonna go with Mitch by decision. And I think he solidifies himself as UFC caliber.
UFC material.
And
Yeah, man.
I don't feel good about it because, Andre Lima is that hype train right now. He's great style, fan friendly. So, it's hard going against the guy that you like. But I just think the odds are wide. And I see Mitch having a very good way of winning. And I like his coaching. I just trust the Massachusetts chin. And you know what? The Massachusetts guy's been on a very bad losing streak. I can't remember the last time one of them won, to be honest. So
last one was last one was Cater, right?
I don't know. Cater got dogged on by Aljo his last fight. Remember?
Yeah.
I mean, last Cater win was years ago at this point.
No, I'm saying last dude to lose from New England was Cater. Yeah, no, I know he. I mean, how can we forget that epic performance by Aljo? As boring as that was, man, it was dominant. Like, and I
Yeah.
like how he's calling out fucking Movsar Evloev, and he's calling him the most boring fighter in the UFC. I actually like Aljo, man. Like, I don't hate him like a lot of people do. He cashed me one of my biggest bets ever. I took that round 2 knockout against TJ Dillashaw. Dumbest fucking bet in the world, but for some reason I had a hint, or not a hint, but I had a feeling and I took it. Um, what do you got on this one, Jared?
Yeah, I'm on the Lima side, man. This is his third opponent change for this fight. Mitch coming up on short notice. The dude's good, and like Alex said, these guys, we always say ride Mass chin. Like whenever you kid from Mass's fight, just take the over usually. But he's taking a big step up here. Dude's a good fighter, but the strength of schedules. I mean, he hasn't fought anyone near Lima's level. The last time this dude took a step up, it was on Contender Series against Jake Hadley, and Jake Hadley made light work out of him. And he's back to fighting guys that aren't so great, and the regional promotion around here, Cage Titans. He's taken another step up here, and I just think it's a step that he's not ready for. Especially with Lima too. After the way his last fight went, I got to imagine the UFC probably wants to see him get a win here, or at least a clean win. Because he got bit and all that shit. But we know what we're getting with him. He's got the pro kickboxing experience. The dude's a sharp, fast striker. He's accurate. He picks his shots really well. I like everything about this guy on the feet. Going into his last fight, I had some question marks in the grappling, but he really answered the questions that I had. He's a BJJ black belt, but we know black belts aren't all built the same. But he showed that he understands what he's doing on the ground. The guy's aware. He did get taken down, but he's shown he was able to get back up. And then after that, he's shown he was able to stuff takedowns. I like everything about this dude, and I just don't think Mitch is going to have anything to offer him. So I'm going to say Lima gets it done. I like the Mass chin the last. I mean, when he was supposed to fight the Asian guy from Road to UFC, I was very, very confident he was going to get a first round knockout. But short notice, now you're throwing a Mass chin in the equation. I'll say Lima gets a decision, but Lima on the money line, very, very confident pick for me.
Cool. Yeah, it's pretty closely lined too. And so you're just taking the decision for Lima. I wanted to take Lima right away, but I assume that we're all going to be on him. I think that Mitch Raposo is good. He's really good. If this was a full camp for him, it'd be really tough. I think that this might be like a really close line too. But the only way that Raposo's ever lost was by sub. And Lima's probably not going to try to sub him. He could sub him off of his back. I mean, the dude does have a very active guard, as you saw last time. I remembered that fight when I was watching it as like not very close, and Lima dominated, but it was a close fight, man. Like that De Silva dude or whatever the hell his name was, it was very close, and I don't even understand why that dumb.
Yeah.
Huh?
The first round was pretty close. It was competitive.
That dude he was fighting
He got
good,
taken
man.
down 6 times, I just think Mitch is a better wrestler, and I think Mitch will have much more success than Igor had. And, he goes for a lot of takedowns per minute, and I just got to go with the dog here. I see a lot of value. I think the line came down as well, because I could have sworn he was a bigger dog. But no, he's sitting at plus 200, but he was plus 175 at some spots.
Well, yeah, I'm taking Lima. And I'm just gonna take him round 3 KO. I know that that's like a long shot kind of thing, but I think that the bet here is over 2.5. I think that makes sense, and it's not a terrible line from what I saw last too. So that's the safe bet. But yeah, let's go to our next fight. Alex, if you want to take the ladies fight, there's some heat behind this one. Jocelyn Edwards fucked up Aylin Perez in the PI. Did you know that?
I thought she just suckered her.
And that's a trend too. You get to bet against the girl who's the sucker puncher. Look at it with Masvidal and Edwards. Look at it at other examples. When anyone touches the other person first, it's usually, a jinx.
Masvidal and Edwards never fought though, did they?
No, but just look at where their career paths went to.
Okay.
One's champ and one's retired. And yeah, I'm gonna go with Aylin Perez here. I think I just think anything close, they're gonna give her the Vanessa Demopoulos treatment. I don't
She's a
like the
slut.
line, not gonna be going anywhere near this. But I like Perez to just use a lot of clinch work, grappling game, full pressure for 3 rounds, and she's got an easy win here.
Yeah, I mean, I could see that. I got you down for a decision. This is another one where the over I think is pretty safe. But Perez, she's a kind of a wild card, I think. I've never bet on this girl. I think she's so talentless. I really don't like her skills at all. Um, and she's won a lot. So I mean, it hasn't been really great for me. Yeah, she lost to Stephanie Edgar. That was the only time that I ever cashed her because obviously I'm not looking back here at, whatever the fuck this promotion is. But I don't know, man. It's something about Aylin Perez. I feel like she's gonna go into this extra emotional and just fuck it up somehow. Even when she's going in calm, she'll slide off the top of people because she's not a great grappler, but she's been using that. Her older fight, she wasn't necessarily much of a grappler. And I mean, she got kind of fucked up by what was that? I mean, she's horrible. She looks like Gilbert Burns.
Um, oh,
Tam
fucking
Tamaris Vidal.
Tamaris Vidal. Yeah.
Yeah. So she was getting her ass beat by her, and she's not UFC material, dude. She's lost 2 fights back to back by a tit punch. You know what I mean? So I don't know,
She
man.
won. She won that one by vagina to the knee to the vagina.
Yeah. I mean, she just looks for kind of ways out. And yeah, Aylin Perez, just something about her, man. She has an OnlyFans. There's that OnlyFans fade that's out there. Um, Edwards is more of a veteran. I think that Perez, she's gonna let the moment get to her. She's gonna fight really hard. She's probably gonna win round 1. And I think a live bet on Edwards might be the move. Because this line is retarded. And I think it might really widen to like where, Edwards is plus 400 after round 1. And then just, sprinkle a little bit on that. But yeah, I'm just gonna take Edwards. You can't bet on women's favorites that are this wide, in my opinion. And I'll go decision. Jared, what you got?
Yeah, I mean, this line is definitely way too wide for me. Just when you look at Perez, her striking, it's okay. It's kind of meh, pretty basic. Uh, she wants it on the ground. If she gets you on the ground, she is strong. But I at first I was thinking she's been getting better since that Egger fight, but it's kind of hard to range how much she's really improving because the two girls that she fought after Egger are fucking Ashley Evans Smith and Pudilova. And it's just like these two girls aren't good.
Yeah.
And you out wrestled a girl that can't wrestle, and then you dogged on another OnlyFans girl. It's just you can't put too much stock into either of those wins. And in the Pudilova fight, she dominates Pudilova in wrestling for 2 rounds. When that third round came along, dude, Perez was so slow, so sloppy, and she ended up getting taken down and controlled by Pudilova. It was fucking very telling of really where she's at in her career.
She almost
On
got
the end,
choked out by
dude,
Pudilova.
it was fucking close. I mean, that third round, it just really showed where she's at. And on the Edward side, I mean, I'd like to think she's fairly well rounded, but she wants this fight on the feet, and she'd be down for a brawl. These girls don't like each other. Maybe it goes there. But my issue with Edwards is when she gets taken down, she spends so much time on her back. She never seems to be making too much of an effort to get up. You don't see the girl get into a hip or trying to make any separation. She just kind of closes guard and accepts a position, which, that's a hard thing to get behind. I think there's a big gap on the feet where Edwards is way better on the feet. And I think there's a big gap on the ground where Perez is better on the ground. And, Edwards always seems to find herself in these close decision fights. Uh, I don't trust either of these girls. I especially don't trust Perez as this big of a favorite. I'm just pure value bet. I have to go with Edwards here. I bet this fight's a split decision. I think it's going to be close, and I'll just say Edwards gets her hand raised at the end, but I won't be surprised either way.
Yeah, in a split decision, you want to be on that side of that -3 or the plus 300 favorite. You know what I mean? Or dog.
Right.
I can't even talk right now. Okay. Yeah. So yeah, you and I agree on the first 2 fights of the night. And Alex is on an island on those. I like it. Next fight of the night is Basil Hafez and he's taken on Mickey Gall. I'll lead with this one. This I'm just gonna keep this short, man. There's no reason to talk about this too long. Mickey Gall coming back from a little bit of a time off, right? 2 years. He is a more of a grappler though, so these dudes do a little bit better when they come back off of a long break. He's not a striker; he doesn't need to find his rhythm. But Gall's striking is so bad, I think, that Hafez should probably not even fuck around on the ground. It would be just kind of a shitty thing for Hafez to get submitted by Gall. I think that's his only win condition here. I think Hafez can out wrestle Gall, but it's not worth getting caught in like a guillotine or something. Just like this dude leaves his chin straight up in the air. Just if you're Hafez, just throw a couple fucking jabs and you'll probably catch this dude. Um, you know, older guy as far as well, they're the same age really, but I just think that this is easy Hafez pick. The odds kind of indicate that, but nothing too in depth here. Jared, we'll go back to you. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, Mickey Gall, despite having a win over the greatest fighter that's ever stepped into the UFC,
Oh yeah.
he's just a dude I've never really held him in high regard, even after beating a guy like CM Punk, the absolute
I
goat.
thought you were talking about what's the other guy that he beat? He beat like two horrible dudes.
Yeah, who was the other one? The other one was real
Sage
bad.
Northcutt.
Oh yeah, well you know what? Yeah, Sage was like the dude that looks like he's should be really good, and he's just not.
Yeah.
They kind of share like the same fucking glass chin.
Yeah.
But yeah, dude, Mickey Gall, dude, he's sober bust. He's inactive. He has a bad chin. This dude has gotten dropped in every fight that I can remember. Um, I just don't think he's going to have anything to offer Hafez. After Hafez's debut, super close fight with a high level dude on short notice, I think the UFC is just doing him a solid here. The dude's got really good wrestling. He's got some power in his hands, enough power to knock out Mickey Gall, which isn't that much. But he's doing the right thing. He's surrounding himself with really good guys, rubbing shoulders with dudes like Kamaru Usman, Justin Gaethje, or Archie Colgan, who we just saw put on a wrestling clinic a couple weeks ago. I just don't see Mickey Gall having anything to offer him. So I'm gonna say Hafez knocks him out, gets him out of there early, call it round one.
Yeah, I don't think I gave a method for mine. I was having KO round two, is what I was thinking. So I like that round one. Makes sense. Just feel like he's gonna have something to put up in round one. Him being Gall, that is. Alex, what do you got?
So I kind of see the fight going a little bit of a different way. I got Basil, relax, but I think Mickey Gall's gonna have a little bit more success on the feet. I think he is. He's just got more movement, and I trust. I listen to Basil's interviews, and I trust him when he says that that short camp hurt his gas tank, and having a full camp against Gall, he's pretty much touting that he's going to show his true self. And, I kind of believe that here. I like the under in this fight. I do like the finish. I think Gal is also, finish or bust, but he lays it out all on the line. That's why he's still in the UFC. But I got a hot take here. I'm going to go with Basil. By decision. Not like super happy about the pick, but uh, I really do like the under here. I see a lot of violence here, and it's just something in my guts telling me Gal can survive. But Gal started out at UFC 203, and now it's UFC 302, and I think this is going to be his last fight in the UFC, and I think the UFC is going to cut him after this.
Okay. What was your method?
I don't know why I said decision. I will go Basil round 3 finish.
KO.
Yeah, go KO.
We got the 1, 2, and 3 KO. Hopefully one of us gets it. That'd be sweet. All right, next fight up. Alex, we'll just go right back to you for this one. We got Nico Price versus Alex Morono. What do you think about this one? This is a rematch, by the way.
Great fight on paper, I'll tell you that. This is going to be a good one. Nico Price always puts on a show. But in my opinion, he's KO or bust. Or fluke finish or bust. He's always losing till he's not type of fighter. So, I do like Morono. I think Morono can stay safe. He's got high IQ. I think he can mix it up. I think he can hang on the feet with Price, and I think he can grapple. But I'm not betting on this fight. Nico Price at plus 200, he could knock him out at any point. And when Morono gets touched, he gets put on skates. It's just, I feel like Nico Price could take a little bit more damage. And if this fight was a guaranteed brawl, you got to go with Price because I just feel like he can take a couple more shots than Morono. One shot on the chin from Morono, and he's a zombie for 2 minutes. And, I've seen it before, and I think we could see it again. I'm gonna go Morono decision, but I don't be shocked if you just see Nico Price, land one lucky right hand and it's over.
Yeah, man. I mean, Morono by decision, huh? Yeah. I mean, I think one of these guys has to get knocked out. I think Nico Price gets knocked out probably in round 1 or 2, even though Morono's not a powerful dude. So maybe I'm thinking like 2 or 3 instead. You do get frustrated with Morono if you're betting on him because he's a little slow to start. He's kind of waiting for somebody to take a shot on him and then he can throw that guillotine in. But I'll take Morono knockout round 2, knockout round 3. I'll take him. I think it's going to be a later knockout though for Alex Morono. I think he catches Price. Like I said, this is a rematch where Morono was beating Price and then Price knocked him out. So, yeah, man, give me Morono with a nice little round 3 knockout. What do you got, Jared?
Yeah, I'm glad you touched on this is a rematch because that was back in 2017. Morono was winning that fight. He did actually drop Price in the first round, and then end of the second round, Price caught him and ended up putting him out. But it was a good fight, and really since then, I think their careers have kind of just gone in 2 different directions. Uh, Nico Price, you know what you're getting with him, dude. The guy has always been dangerous, but he's always been a bit chinny, and it's a hard guy to trust at this point in his career. I mean, it feels like for the most part he's kind of a finish or bust kind of guy. Last time he got a finish was against James Vick, which is fucking, I don't know, however long ago, like 4 or 5 years. And it's just too hard to trust him here. On the Morono side, he's a well-rounded fighter. Dude's good everywhere. He's a black belt and he has some real dangerous submissions. He's got good striking. He knows how to push the pace when he needs to. He tends to ease into a fight, kind of comes in with a more calm, measured approach. But if you just look at where these guys have gone since their first fight, Morono's just gone completely up and Price just hasn't improved. I mean, I see a world where Price could catch him, but it's just been so long since I've seen him look good. So I got to side with Morono here. So I'll say it goes long, though. I'm going to say Morono gets it done by decision.
Yeah, we got to remember too that Morono went to decision with Buckley, right? And Buckley's been looking really good lately.
Yeah, they age well.
Yeah. Yeah, he lost by decision to Buckley. It was a unanimous decision, but then Buckley's gone on to knock out 2 dudes, like back-to-back 2 contenders too. Obviously I'm blanking on names. I'm pulling them up right now, but the last one,
Luke and
Ruzaboyev. Ruzaboyev was that second one. Nurselton. Yeah, man. I mean, those are good wins, and those were. I mean, he beat Ruzaboyev, I guess, by decision, but it was unanimous. It seemed like he finished him for some reason in my head, but yeah, Morono's definitely doing better. I do like him too. I cashed a pretty big bet on him round 2 submission. Those are always dangerous when you start, wanting to relive those moments, but nonetheless, still pretty cool. All right, moving on to the next fight. Philip Rowe. I like to call him the Philly version of Leon Edwards. Just he looks the same, dude. They make the same facial expressions. It's not because they're black, okay? I'm not saying that Bobby Green looks like fucking, Leon Edwards, but yeah, Phil Rowe looks a lot like, in my head at least, he's taking on the Celtic Kid, Jake Matthews. I'll start with this one, and then I'll go to you, Jared. I don't think that you can trust Phil Rowe at all. Like his fight IQ is dog shit. He's good. He's really talented, but I mean, if you're gonna go, you're winning a striking at range battle with Neil Magny, and then you're gonna clinch with him. Like I know that Neil Magny wants a clinch battle. how does Phil Rowe not know that? You know, like how does he not fucking know that? And he just didn't seem like he cared that he lost. He seems so like lackadaisical. Jake Matthews seems like he cares. He's actually younger too. And his boxing's kind of underrated, man. You think of him as kind of like more of a grappler, maybe. I mean, that's the way I think of him. Um, if you like to follow patterns, he's alternating wins and losses here. He's due for a win. I think this is an easy Jake Matthews pick. And I'm either going to look, smart or going to look completely stupid. He is a slight favorite here. But yeah, man, I think this is Jake Matthews all day. I think it's an easy call in my head. But I know a lot of people are down on Phil Rowe. And I actually thought he was going to be I thought he was going to be a favorite here. But yeah, give me Jake Matthews. Probably give me a decision. I think he just wins more minutes. Probably controls Phil Rowe on the ground and in the clinch. Probably outbox him a little bit too. But Phil Rowe could land that shot just similar to that last fight and end the night pretty quick. But yeah, give me Jake Matthews decision. Jared, what you got?
You know, he said he looks like Leon Edwards. I think he's got a little bit of Neil Magny in there too, like little Leon
Right.
Edwards, Neil Magny love child. I can kind of see
Maybe.
that. But yeah, dude, he's a Rowe. He's got a big size advantage here. He's got like what 8 inches of reach, and you know he knows how to use that length well. He's a long, rangy striker, and he just wants to find that distance and kind of keep it a kickboxing match at distance. I think he has some decent grappling skills if he needs them, but I've actually seen him. I don't know what he's up to, but this dude just loves losing grappling matches. I've seen this dude lose like 4 grappling matches in like the past year or so. But he's a solid fighter, man. He's a guy I see a little bit of quit in. He's just like if you hit him hard enough, I see him start to fade and I see him start to find ways out. On the Jake Matthews side, he does come in with that boxing heavy approach. He tends to set things up with his jab. And I just against a guy like Rowe, he might have a hard time finding this range because it's a big height difference, it's a big reach difference. If he's gonna win this fight, he's got to play the counter game. He can't if he's gonna be first, I think Rowe's not gonna be there more often than he is. If he's trying to initiate these blitzes, he might have a hard time finding them. I think if he plays the counter game, kind of catch Rowe on his entries, he should be able to get him out of there. It's a tough fight for Matthews if they stay at range. If he can get in his chest or keep him against the cage, just kind of crowd him and overwhelm him, he should be able to get this done. I kind of think Rowe is the all around better fighter, but I think it's just one of these ones where he's just going to get out tough. So I'm going to say Jake Matthews out toughs him and can win a decision here.
Okay. Yeah, you made me second guess. I was thinking that he was more of a grappler, and I had to go back and check. It is nice to see that he's only lost one fight by knockout. Most of his wins do come by submission, and then second, he's getting second, most likely outcome of victory according to this would be decision and then knockout. So yeah, I mean, if he's setting stuff up with boxing, it seems like he's trying to do that to get in, to get close, right? And especially in this fight,
Right.
that's probably what he's going to do. So, Alex, what do you think, man?
So
You said
Phil
road
Rowe's one
decision.
of
I'm
the most
sorry, Alex.
popular.
1 second. It road decision.
Phil
Okay.
Rowe's one of the most popular dog bets on this card. I've been hearing him left and right, and I see where people are liking him in this spot. I think he's dangerous on the feet against Jake Matthews. I think we could see something similar to that Matthew Selmisberger fight where we're seeing a lot of knockdowns. I just think Jake has to use that IQ to win this fight. He has to mix it up, and he has to bring this fight to where Phil Rowe is weak. And I don't know if he's going to do that. And at dog odds, to take the guy who you think is a better stand up fighter with more power, it's just the IQ level is very questionable here. I don't like betting Jake Matthews as a favorite. I think Jake should be the dog here. I like Phil Rowe in this spot, to be honest. I think he can knock out Jake Matthews. I think the only way Jake Matthews wins is a decision. I do have a bet already on this fight. I like the over 1.5, and that's at minus 175. So I'm gonna go Phil Rowe with a late knockout round 3, but I'm very confident in that over 1.5. Out of the last 10 Jake Matthews fights, I think it's hit 8 times. So, he's a good decisionator. But yeah, I think Phil Rowe will catch him and eventually eat him up, and I think Jake Matthews is gonna come in thinking he can box with Phil Rowe. I don't think he's gonna, you know, take
Mm.
something out of Neil Magny's book, even though he should. But we'll see.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I think that that's
Always.
that's Matthew's biggest asset in this fight is his IQ. So I hope that you're wrong about that because yeah, I agree. I tend to think that the only way that he really wins this is by decision. He could get a sub. I mean, like Jared said, this dude likes losing to people on the ground for some reason. So he is facing people like Gordon Ryan and whatnot, which is gay as jujitsu is. You know, Gordon Ryan is pretty good at it. Let's go with next fight of the night. Jared, this is yours. And just to spoil it, Grant Dawson is my get fucked fighter of all time. Grant Dawson. Okay. Grant Dawson is taking on Joe Selecki. Grant Dawson is the one that absolutely lost me just like the betting night of my life. So fuck this dude. And it was like the worst way possible, right? He's a boring fighter in general, sloppy fighter. And then he goes in and just gets knocked out by realistically kind of a pillow fisted Bobby Green. Bobby Green doesn't really knock anybody out. It's super sick style, but yeah, fuck you, Grant Dawson. If that gives you any idea where
Bobby
I'm picking.
Green can crack,
I
bro.
knew you were gonna trigger Alex with that Bobby Green comment. I was waiting for him to chime in.
How many knockouts does this dude have, real quick? Let's see. Bobby Green's just sick. He's dope. 11 knockout wins. And I think other than, yeah, Grant Dawson, Tony Ferguson, he submitted, decision.
Yep.
Alaquinta, he beat by a knockout. Decision. Yeah, I mean, I think a lot of those knockouts were
He
early on in
almost
his
said
career.
fucked up too. That was like that Jim Miller fight. Come on.
What's that? Oh, no, yeah, he was beating him up, but I mean, like, he didn't put Jim Miller away, right? Jim Miller's an old man. But yeah, Jared, this is yours to start with, man. Grant Dawson versus Joe Selecki.
What a shit fight to give me, dude. I don't have much to offer you
Yeah,
on this
sorry.
one at all, dude. These guys are gonna be like looking at a fucking mirror the whole time. They're both so similar. They're both grapple heavy, so maybe this is one of those instances where the grappling cancels out. We just see these two grapplers on the feet. But yeah, it's a fight I want nothing to do with. I don't have a strong opinion on. But just because Ryan is so biased, I'm gonna take Dawson to, I don't know, fucking decision.
Oh, that's a bold call to take Dawson by decision. So I tend to agree from like a technical perspective, but Alex, I want to hear your thoughts.
I like Dawson in the spot. I'm pretty confident. I think he's a solid leg. I think he's a solid bet this week. It's just picking the prop is definitely where the gamble is. And I think his line is even worse right now. Like minus 320 looked good, but he's minus 450 now, 400 range. So it's getting up there, and everyone really saw that line being worth it. And I think Grant Dawson's a better wrestler here. Selecki might be a better BJJ practitioner, but I think Dawson's been there, seen that style already. And I think this is a great matchup for him. He could stand if he wants. He could engage in the grappling. He's going to win in every area in this fight. Selecki's sub or bust. It's the only way I see him winning, other than, pulling a Bobby Green, which I don't see happening either. I like Grant. I think he's a solid play this week. I think he can get a finish. I would take inside the distance. It's pretty good line too, plus 175, I believe. I could be wrong, but that's a great way to turn minus 500 into a dog. All right, it's even odds, which isn't
Well, if you're
bad.
talking about a knockout too, because I don't think he's submitting Selecki, but you got to look too. Selecki got knocked out pretty brutally 5 months ago. He was slam knocked out. So, I mean, I think that, yeah, if you're taking inside the distance, why not just take the knockout? That's going to be wild odds. I don't know what that's at right now, but fucking Grant Dawson knockout, like a ground and pound knockout. I could see that. But you have a method in your mind and around? You mute yourself?
Yeah, go ground one, ground and pound, round one.
Round one. Wow. You're not giving Selecki any credit. Yeah,
No
I
credit.
I agree with you guys, honestly, like just from the X's and O's standpoint, but we know that Dawson's not going to go in there and throw hands. This dude is a crotch sniffer through and through, and he doesn't mind. He doesn't mind being boring. He really doesn't. Selecki is gonna kind of be fire. He's one of the bigger dogs on the card, and every once in a while you get a big dog to cash. Tapology does not agree with where I'm gonna go. Only 3% of people are thinking that Selecki wins. Um, I'm never gonna put any more money on Dawson. What I think I'll probably do here is just bet on the over 2.5 or the fight goes the distance. Like that's gonna hit. I don't think anyone's really gonna finish anybody here. But for the sake of this, so that I can still cash a bet hypothetically here, I'll say Joe Selecki submission round 3. I know that that's not going to happen. Don't tail that bet. But yeah, Selecki, not another dollar is going to Grant Dawson out of my fucking bank account. So yeah, Selecki submission round 3. Moving on up. This is a fun fight. Who gets this one? I wrote myself down as this. So sorry. Alex, you're next, then Jared, then myself again. This is Roman Kopylov versus Cesar Almeida. Really exciting fight. Actually, you know what, Jared, you're the more striker. You know more about this. Why don't you start this, man? I'll take the next one.
All right, I'm glad you're giving me this one because I got a kind of a hot take on this one. It's a weird take, but the line is flipped on this fight. Almeida was initially a slight underdog, and now he's a slight favorite. And I'm just sitting there like, am I fucking missing something here? I watched
But
Almeida,
Alex Pereira, Jared. Alex Pereira,
bro,
11 years ago.
11 fucking years ago, and he lost to him twice and barely beat him once in
I
a
know.
different sport. I'm so tired of this people saying this shit. It's he's a kickboxer, and that's the only thing he's good at. I watched this dude fight for 5 minutes in his debut, and before the round was even over, I'm like, dude, you just made the fucking fade list. I hope you win this fight so I can fade.
He's slow,
He's
man. Isn't he slow?
Not only is he slow, the dude has shown he has no wrestling, no grappling, no ability to get up. I mean, I don't know what the appeal is with this guy. On the
Alex
Kopylov
Pereira.
side, I guess so, dude. I mean, how high do these people rate a win from fucking 11 years ago? A win against a guy that he lost to twice. I don't get it. But with Kopylov, dude, he's an elite striker. He's sharp. He's fast. He's dangerous. And yeah, his last fight, it was a rough time out. It was against a really good grappler. But, make no mistake, this dude's improving. And here's the thing with Kopylov, the only time you've ever seen Kopylov get worked, it's against a grappler. This is his chance to be that grappler.
Mhm.
You fucking Russian. I know you got it in you. I'm taking Roman Kopylov to win his first ever submission victory. Roman Kopylov by submission plus 2,800.
I like
Call
that
it
a
round
lot.
2.
Yeah, I'm gonna
If
tail
if
that.
he's ever gonna submit somebody, this is the fucking guy.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know if he wants to, but yeah, to your point, I think he actually does train with the Nurmagomedov crew, doesn't he?
Yeah, I know we did, but if you look at some of this guy's Instagram, I mean, I remember there was a period of time every fucking picture this guy's in a wrestling room, and I'm like, bro, you have it in you. This is the one. This is the night you fucking be a grappler.
That
Because
might be him playing possum a little bit. Like he's like, look how much wrestling I've been having. You don't want to take me
right,
down. You know what I
but the
mean?
only time you see this dude lose is when he's getting worked in the grappling, and here's his opportunity to be that fucking grapple heavy asshole. If he comes in with a grapple heavy game plan, he gets this done by submission, and it can be a short night if he comes in with that right game plan. But it's not to say he can't hang on the feet with this guy either. I think he's
Oh yeah.
faster. I think he hits harder. I mean, I don't know what the appeal is with Almeida, but I'm all in on Kopylov here.
Yeah. I fully agree, man. I don't get it, but people do rate Alex Pereira very highly. I really don't. Even like in fights that he ends up winning, like obviously I thought Jamal Hill was gonna beat him. I think who's he supposed to fight next? Probably, I mean, he's probably gonna be off for a little bit, but I mean,
But
I can't.
well, the thing of Pereira is like, yeah, he's really good, but they haven't the entire time he's been in the UFC. I'm like, give him one wrestler.
He's
Just
gotten
give him
soft. Well,
just
Jan,
give him a wrestler.
he got Jan, but I
Yeah,
think
but I
Jan won
mean,
that fight.
Jan, Polish power. This dude wanted to prove a point, stay on his feet. He only started shooting when he got desperate, and it was a little too late then.
Yeah.
I mean, if he beats a legit wrestler, like if you I know it wouldn't happen right now, but if you put fucking Marvin Vittori against him, I'm taking Marvin Vittori there. a dude that's just gonna fucking be pushing you on the cage and sniffing your crotch all night. I
And
mean,
he's got the chin, clearly.
yeah, no shit, right? Yeah, I mean, that'd be the ultimate test of that chin for left hook Larry. But I'm
Yeah.
just, if he beats a guy like that, then I'll question everything I know. But for right now, yeah, he's one dimensional. He's great. It works for him, but yeah, he's one dimensional. And fucking so is this guy.
And that's coming from someone that overwhelmingly favors strikers too. So you got Kopylov by what method and round?
Submission and round two because of the ultra confidence in submission.
Sure. I like it. Yeah, dude. I mean, Kopylov submission's a great look. I'm not going to
Bro,
call
it's
that officially.
plus 2,800. How do you know what I mean? It's like,
How
got to
wrong
throw
can you
10
be?
bucks on that.
Yeah. How wrong can you be? Throw 20 bucks, 50, whatever you got.
Why
Just
not?
count it as gone. But if that hits, your dick's going to grow 3 inches that night. I think, dude, I'm going to go with Kopylov straight up. I'm just going to take him by knockout. I think he gets it done probably late, knockout round 3. I think that Caesar's going to gas a little bit, and Kopylov might actually drop the first round because he's kind of like Piotr Jan. He downloads data, as they say. He's just making his reads, right? So yeah, I'll go KO round 3. I'll keep it short. Alex, I'm curious what you think about this matchup between two kickboxers.
Yeah, I like the younger guy Roman here. I like him to win a decision. Not super confident pick. Um, because you know how I feel about these judges and trusting them. So Roman's the pick, but you won't see me going to the bookie to bet this fight.
The one thing I
Okay.
will say is with the line flipping the way it did, whenever I see something like that, I'm just like, what do they know that I don't know? Because I go off of what my eyes tell me. What my eyes tell me is Kopylov got this all day. But when you see the line move like that, it makes you a little apprehensive to fucking, go big on it.
I think it's just recency bias, man. Anybody that's fought fucking Pereira, people just like are all over them. Because they say like, oh, this guy beat Alex Pereira. They don't really say, yeah, it was 11 years ago, and they fought 3 times. They only won once, and it was by decision. Might have even
Right.
been a split decision that he beat him by. I don't even remember. But yeah, man, I think it's literally just Alex Pereira. People literally think that this dude like is just the greatest thing to ever fucking step into the octagon. And like you said, he's been getting soft matchups. Um, I don't know. I think that if you were to fight John Jones fucks him up, dude. Like
Yeah.
even at
Well,
his
yeah.
age.
It's not even like he's getting easy fights. He's just getting guys that are willing to strike with him.
Well, yeah, that's an easy fight for him, right?
Exactly. Yeah. Right. But
So,
it's like against good, credible names, so it doesn't look bad on paper, as our boy Anthony Smith would say.
right, right. Yeah, I mean, Sean Strickland's got the wrestling pedigree, doesn't use it. Jamal Hill wanted to prove a point for some dumb fucking reason and not be well rounded. I don't know. Just a weird matchup. But Alex, did you have a method and round that you just wanted to throw out for the show? I know you said you're not touching this, but
Decision.
like it. Okay. Next up, this will be you, Alex. Good fight. Interesting fight. Randy Brown versus Elizeu Zaleski. What do you got here?
I'm on the dog here. I'm on the Capoeira. I'm on Zaleski. I like this fight. I think Randy can't handle good against pressure fighters. I think Zaleski, hopefully he shows up today. But just look at his last 3 fights, the strength of schedule, and I think he just has a way better resume. I think he's got more in the gas tank, even though he's the older guy. I think he can lay it on Randy, and I trust Zaleski's chin, trust his durability a little bit more. I could see Randy winning a decision and staying on his bike for 3 rounds, but I think Zaleski's gonna catch him and pressure all round 1. I'm gonna go round 1 knockout for Zaleski.
I like it. Yeah, dude. I'm not a fan of Randy Brown, dude. I'll let Jared go next here.
Yeah, I'm with Alex. I'm on the Zaleski side here. And Randy Brown's actually, it's a guy I like, kind of similar to Phil Rowe, but a little tougher. Where, he's big. He tends to have a size advantage in most of his fights, and he likes to use that length. But like Alex said, he doesn't do well with guys that are putting that pressure on him. He wants to keep it a match at distance. He doesn't do well when you got a guy that's constantly trying to put you on the back foot. Um, he's pretty good though, but most of the smaller guys he's fighting, they do have trouble dealing with his range. But against a guy like Zaleski, I think he's going to be able to get in there on him. Randy Brown's a very solid fighter. He just every time he puts some wins together, he can't seem to break through that next level up. His last fight against Muslim Salikov, when we broke that down, I said the same thing where he's a good, solid fighter, but he just has trouble breaking through that next level up. Salikov was not that next level up. Zaleski is. Zaleski's a dude. He's got good boxing. He throws strong kicks. In the striking, I would like to see him feint a little more, but those are things that everyone's improving. He's a black belt and he's a true black belt. The dude's very aware everywhere when he's on the ground and on the feet defensively. I mean, the dude's never a stationary target. He knows how to get off that center line. A lot of credit, man. You got to look at that Benoit Saint Denis fight. Granted it was Saint Denis' debut, but that's a guy a lot of people think very highly of. And Zaleski fucking put it on this dude. I mean, he's a fucking. It really should have been stopped. That ref is insane. Zaleski got kicked in the nuts. Ref didn't stop it. Zaleski is murdering Saint Denis. Ref doesn't stop it. Zaleski in the third round accidentally eye poked Saint Denis. No warning, dude immediately takes a point from Zaleski. I'm like, yeah, I wonder who this ref bet on. But dude, Zaleski, I mean, even at 37 years old, this guy is an absolute fucking dog. He's a tough night out for anybody. I think he's going to be able to crowd Randy Brown, get him against the cage. Once you're in that clinch, this dude's knees are fucking lethal. I mean, he's just got that dog in him. And that's something I don't see in Randy Brown. So I'm gonna say Zaleski gets this done. I'm gonna say he knocks him out, and I think the first round will be competitive. Randy Brown trying to establish that distance, Zaleski trying to break through it. I think he figures out what he needs to figure out in that first round, and he ends up finding a knockout in the second.
Yeah, that's what I've got marked down for myself too, and it's for the same reasons, man. Like, there's no if Randy Brown is whatever his version of beating the shit out of someone is, he doesn't ever really beat the shit out of anyone. But whenever he's dominating or he feels like he's dominating, he just takes his foot off the gas. Like he'll never just fucking put it on somebody. He doesn't seem to have
Zaleski 1,000 chances in this fight, even if he's winning.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. All that Zaleski really needs is one or two shots to really change the momentum of this fight. And that quitter kind of spirit in Randy Brown, I think, kind of flares up. So, yeah, I'm with you guys on that 100%. I think Zaleski's the side, but it is concerning. He's old. 37 is old for 170 pounds. It's crazy that Randy Brown makes this, but I think of like those tall dudes that really should be in a weight class or two above where they're at, like fucking the Tarantula, right? I mean, everybody was on that dude, and I'm like, no, man, he's stupid. Like, he's killing himself cutting down this weight. He has no killer instinct. He just wants to get like the flashy knockouts. I kind of think that's how Randy Brown is as well. Obviously different styles and whatnot. I probably actually Randy Brown's probably a little higher fight IQ than the Tarantula, but I don't know, man. I'm not a big fan of Brown, but Jared, we'll go back to you on this one. Jailton Almeida versus Alexander Romanov.
You went back to me on another fight that I'm going to be little to no help on. I mean, these two guys are both kind of one-dimensional. They both want to be on the ground. I was very happy that Almeida's last fight, he was on my fucking fade list for a while, and I was finally able to check him off that fade list. He's questionable cardio. I really don't think he's anything to worry about on the feet. But I mean, on the Romanov side, I mean, I kind of feel the same way about him. I can't have a strong opinion on either guy in this fight. I'd like to see Romanov win. I don't know why, but I don't know. Whatever. I'm just going to go with Almeida. We'll say he finds a sub round 2. There's not much behind that pick at all.
Okay. Yeah, man. I want to pick Romanov too. It is tough because this dude's gonna come in like morbidly obese. Like he's so out of shape when he comes in, man. But on the other side, Almeida doesn't seem like he's a real fighter. Like, am I crazy to say that he's not like he's not in there to he's just there to make money, I think. And I think he's kind of a dumb dude and he doesn't really like going in there. I'm convinced, I have no proof, but I'm convinced that he like told all of his buddies to bet that Derek Lewis fight goes the distance.
I'm glad you mentioned that. I was just about to bring that up. Yeah, I think he's a fixed fighter. I mean, he laid on Derek Lewis for fucking 25 minutes. He could have
Yeah.
gotten that finish at any point in that fight. He could have easily submitted him. He was there all night long, and he didn't go for it.
And then how about that dive against against Blades?
Yeah, instead of like changing his game plan, he just takes 1,000 elbows to his fucking temple, you know?
Yeah, I was on Blade, so I was pretty happy about it. Alex is like, "That's a fucking dive." I'm like, "I don't care. We won."
It might have been, it might not have been. He might just
But I didn't
have
watch
that.
it back. I should watch that fight back.
He might just have that one way that he likes to win. I mean, I've seen him get knockouts and stuff, but like he might really not have the IQ to do that. Like I said, I think he's pretty stupid. Um, but yeah, dude, I'm gonna take Romanov just because I'm not gonna root for a fighter and then like pick against him. You know what I mean?
Sure.
I don't feel confident in it, but he is a great wrestler. But I am a little worried that everyone is really low on Almeida, and he's still a minus 300 favorite according to Tapology. I think that's probably grown. But Romanov's so big, he's a true heavyweight. He could probably actually cut down to light heavyweight easier than Almeida could, because if he just actually got rid of all that milk around his body, he could fit into that frame. But I don't know, man. Just I gotta go with him. He looks like a Bernstein bear. I don't know if you guys have seen his Instagram. You guys checked out his Instagram before?
No.
Like in his actual thing here, he doesn't look like that. Do you see his Instagram? Is it
Oh, do you
pulled
have it
up?
on here?
I mean, look at this. This is a Bernstein bear right here.
I'm not seeing it.
Oh, you're
Maybe
not? Okay.
maybe I fucked up here.
No,
Alex, you seeing it?
I'll
No.
pull it up. Look at. I mean, that's fighter bear. There's brother bear, mother bear, sister bear, and all that. That's fighter
Yeah,
bear.
I can see it, dude.
I don't see it, man. That is a fucking Bernstein bear, dude. So I think it's just one of those things. He's neither one of these guys are very trustworthy, but I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what happens. I'm gonna go for the guy that I actually want to win in Romanov, and I'll take a sub. Maybe some ground and pound could happen. Yeah, I'll take a KO. I'm not very confident here, obviously, but I'll take a KO round 2.
Actually, while we're on the
Oh yeah.
little look-alike topic here, have you guys watched Letterkenny at all?
No.
All right. Well, if you Google Letterkenny bartender, it's Jocelyn Edwards, and it fucking freaks me out if you can pull that up.
Letterkenny bartender.
Yeah, Letterkenny, just bartender. It's some black chick. Looks like she like creeped me out watching the show. Like there's
Oh
something
God.
about her. That's Jocelyn Edwards, dude.
Yeah, let me pull this up. This is Jocelyn Edwards. Do you guys see it?
How you like that, Alex?
I mean, yeah, that is her. She's a little darker though.
Yeah, a little darker, but she does this yeah, like the way she's standing there, it always fucking freaks me out. And I saw Jocelyn Edwards at a face off looking like that. And I'm like, oh my fucking God, this is her.
I will say she probably doesn't have the legs of Jocelyn Edwards. There's nothing that you could do to tell me to get in between those things, but she's got some legs. You know what I mean? Jocelyn Edwards has some thick legs.
There's nothing I could tell you to do, but if Jocelyn Edwards tells you to get between, you might think a little different.
I'd have to see it. I mean, it's probably rough, dude. It's probably a rough journey. But yeah, I mean, she's got a powerful base. We'll say that. Okay, so I'm on Romanov. You're on Almeida. Jared, where are you at, Alex, to break the tie?
I'm on Almeida. I just like it stats wise. I think he's the rightful favorite.
Yeah.
If that last fight didn't happen, where would the odds be? Where would everyone be? Would the odds be different? Would it be wider? Would it be Almeida minus 700? Like, again, in the past. I think he's the better wrestler here. I think he's proven it. I think he's the better in shape guy, even though he weighs less. I think he'll be able to get Romanoff down, and that's not going to look good. He has more submission attempts. Yeah, I like Almeida. I'm gonna go second round sub because I think the first round's gonna be pretty competitive, and Romanov's gonna just let the gas tank go, and I don't think anything's changed on his end. And yeah, second round sub for Jailton. Hopefully, he
Yeah,
doesn't throw the fight though.
if you look at his Instagram, Romanovs, he'll do he does like those resistance bands workouts, and it's like, brother, you need to be running. You don't need to be doing resistance bands workouts. Like it seems he's just going sitting there going like this, like there's no resistance to it, and he's like, yeah, we're doing basically calisthenics. It's like, no, man, like you need to run. Like if you could run 10 miles at your size, you would be you'd be a force. But I mean, this dude's just seems like he doesn't really care either. It's like it's the battle between the people that don't care really about their future in this. So yeah, rough luck. But I am taking this one. Kevin Holland versus Lord Mihal. We're not even gonna try his last name here. Again,
Oleksiejczuk.
Oleksiejczuk. Sure.
Not hard.
Husar, Hosser, whatever the fuck, right? Lord Mihal. What? Well, I don't know where the Lord Mihal went. I mean, it's gone now. It's Husar now. So I don't know. But Kevin Holland's never lost 3 in a row. Lord Mihal's training out of a garage with his brother. He fired his trainers and all this stuff. I don't know if you know that, but that's a fact.
Did not
Um,
know that.
yeah, he's had a kid, and it looks like he's kind of eyeing his way out of fighting. But he's going to be dangerous in round one, and that's it. And I think Kevin Holland, even though he has shown what I like to call Curtis Blades' level of fight IQ, because Curtis Blades has horrible fight IQ, going to stand with fucking Sergey Pavlovich. Um, I think Kevin Holland gets this done. He should do it by submission, but I could see him finishing him. Just go Kevin Holland, doesn't go the distance. And I think it's either a submission or a knockout, probably in round 2 or 3, because Oleksiejczuk, he's just dangerous in round one. It could even happen in round one with Kevin Holland being able to land a nice counter. But I just don't see where Mihal is able to kind of best Holland here. Holland's got a good chin. He can take a couple hits. Mihal, I don't think is going to knock him out. I don't think this goes the distance. I don't think that Mihal's capable of going the distance lately. So yeah, give me Kevin Holland. Give me I want to say submission so bad, but it's probably going to be a knockout. Probably in round 2 again. I'm taking my third knockout round 2 in a row. Um, I'll kick it back to you on this one, Jaron.
Oh, you don't want to say submission, but I will. I'm
Yeah.
going back to the well. I'll always have love for Oleksiejczuk. He helped me cash that fucking awesome bet with Michel Pereira round one sub. Will always love this dude for that. He's a one-dimensional striker. Dude's very sharp boxing. He's got them fucking hands. But like I said before, jiu-jitsu has always been the weak point in his career. It's been the one consistent issue throughout his career. Kevin Holland on the other side, the dude, we know he has pretty good striking and he's willing to stay on the feet despite having a clear grappling advantage. It's hard to trust him to go the route on the ground. We see the way he had that agreement with Stephen Thompson. We've seen examples of like kind of his ego coming out where, he'll stand and bang with a guy that he knows he could definitely finish on the ground. I don't think Oleksiejczuk, I feel like when you have that ego, you need a good B side to kind of balance that out. Against a guy like this, I'd like to think that ego is not going to come into play. He has a clear path here. If Kevin Holland grapples, he's going to find a submission.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm going to say he's not dumb. He's not going to try to, be egotistical in this one. I'll say Kevin Holland submission round 1. Going back to the well.
Yeah, what is the reason that he would want to, like, yeah, I got Lord Mihal on my resume. I stood up and struck with that guy. It's like
Right.
it's not. So
It's
yeah,
not
when you
like
say it
saying
like that,
I kickboxed Stephen Thompson for 3 rounds, even though I could have taken him down. Against a guy like this, no one knows who the fuck this guy is.
yeah, no one cares. So yeah, you make a good point there. Alex.
Yeah, I been back and forth on this one. I like Holland, he definitely has the best path to victory. Just get the takedown, brother. You've seen it on his resume. But you're right. If he chooses to stand up with Olin Jacek for too long, then it's gonna be a close fight. He's probably gonna. It would be lined differently if this was a kickboxing fight. Let's just say that it'd probably be close to even odds. So I'm gonna go with Jared on this one. I like Holland round one sub, but boy, could he just show up and not get a takedown at all and then just blame it on the Max Holloway effect? Absolutely. He's a wild card on every single UFC card. And yeah, I wouldn't throw too much money on this one.
Yeah, it's hard to back him. I hate when someone has like opportunities like this. People would die to be in that spot that he's in, and he's just like, I'm just gonna go out there and be stupid and like do the opposite of what I should do. But yeah, so we'll move on. Jared, I'll give you the co-main. Alex, you can take the main. We got a fun one here, man. I'm actually very excited for this fight. Obviously, I'm the most excited for Poirier's fight, but we've got Sean Strickland versus Paulo Costa. Really interesting fight. This is 5 rounds, last I checked. Which obviously we know who that benefits, but what do you have in this
Wait,
one?
is this 5 rounds for sure?
I'm pretty sure. Let me back up real quick and see if we can see. Yeah, 5-by-5. Yeah.
Oh, well, that's great. Yeah, that I didn't know that. That absolutely benefits Strickland. That's
If it
good.
goes that long.
Yeah, right. I mean, well, Paulo Costa, I mean, as we know, dude, he's entertaining, win or lose. He's in entertaining fights. Um, for the most part, he has been kind of inactive, but when he does fight, it's clear why he's still holding his ranking, why he's fighting these top guys, because, he's well rounded. The dude puts on a show. He's an entertaining guy to watch fight. He's a tough dude. He's willing to brawl. He's really willing to go wherever the fight takes him. He's the kind of guy that kind of goes off of where his opponent wants the fight to go, and he'll kind of dance to their song. Uh, if he has a brain in his head, though, I mean, the ground is the path of least resistance in this fight. I know Strickland's a brown belt or something, but we haven't seen any of it, so it's kind of hard to range where his grappling skills at. Obviously, we know Strickland's bat boxing style. Did you guys know he fights with the Philly shell?
I
Did you guys
didn't.
know
This is the
that?
first I've heard of it.
Yeah, dude. I'm breaking the news right now. Strickland, Philly shell. You know what I mean?
Wow.
But yeah, I mean, he's just jabs his way to victory a lot of the time. He does throw kicks, but when he does throw them, he's not attacking the legs. It's all teep kicks and it's all front kicks. The majority of everything he throws, it's coming right down the middle. Now I thought this was a 3-round fight. So one thing I had in my mind is like, this isn't a fight you can start slow, because Strickland does start slow sometimes, and he kind of lets rounds get away from him. He's it's a tough fight because Paulo Costa is a real explosive guy. He shows a lot of different looks. Strickland consistently shows the same look, and he's kind of flat on his feet. He's not the most explosive guy. But I do feel he would be ahead on the points, but maybe Costa has big moments, and now that round is up for debate as to who got that round. I think this is going to be a really, really close fight, and I got to ask myself, do I want the guy that I think is going to be ahead on the scorecards, or the guy that I'm waiting for to have a big moment and steal a round? I'm just going to go with the safe side in my head, the one that I think is going to be ahead. So I'm going to take Sean Strickland, win by decision, but it's a very good fight, man. I'm really looking forward to this one.
Yeah, it's cool, man. It's a good one. I think it's so tough to pick this because I think that Costa could definitely knock out Strickland, man. Like, I think especially early, when they're cold, like a round 1 knockout would not shock me here at all for Costa. I mean, look what he did to fucking Robert Whitaker in round 1. Like, if that round is
Yeah, I
10
had him on
seconds longer,
skates.
yeah, dude, he fucked him up. And I think that Robert Whitaker has a similar style, real point fight style, right? Like, there's not much power. Obviously, it's different. Like, Robert Whitaker is much more dynamic. Strickland's basically just boxing, throwing jabs.
Whitaker also gets hit a lot more because he puts himself in those positions, and
Right.
Strickland maintains the way he fights. Like, it's kind of deceiving. He is a hard guy to find. I know he's been knocked out a couple times, but those are kind of far and few between. The guys have trouble finding his chin.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, this is the kind of guy that knocks out Strickland, though. When
Sure.
when when Strickland fought Alex Pereira, he didn't even think about it. He looked like iCarly out there. You saw the memes, like his hands were just like that. So I don't know, man. Everything is telling me to pick Costa, but I just feel like Strickland should win this. So super hard fight for me to pick. I actually don't think this fight goes the distance. I think Strickland can find a knockout late when Paulo's gassed in round 4 or 5. Because has Paulo ever actually fought 5 rounds and actually gone the distance in 5 rounds? Did
Yeah,
he do that?
Vittori.
Okay, against Vittori, and he actually looked good there, despite being
He
fucking
did.
overweight and alcoholic. Um, so he admitted that he drank a bottle of wine before weigh-ins. Um, fuck it, man. Give me Costa. Give me Costa by knockout. I think he gets this done somehow, man. I don't think it makes sense, but I think that if this makes sense, even though I like Strickland, I like his personality. I think he's hilarious. He seems cool. Everyone loves the footage of him and his dog. He's teaching his dog how to swim, right? He got a little puppy German
Oh
Shepherd.
yeah, I saw that on Embedded.
Yeah. I like Strickland. Costa's kind of a douche, but he's also funny. It's just for some reason I feel like Costa can pick this up and get it done. Strickland might just be like a flash in the pan, man. Like people didn't even think he was going to beat Abus, right? Like a lot of people thought that Abus Magomedov was going to beat him. So Strickland might have just had the stars aligned. It was perfect. He beat Israel Adesanya in one of the biggest upsets in UFC history with a jab. I think Costa might get this done, man, and it's much more fun to pick him than Strickland. So yeah, give me Costa knockout. Let's say round 2. No, round 3. I can't go round 2 again. Got to go round 3. Round 3 knockout Costa. That's you, Alex.
How close was my Murphy round 5 last card? That was very close.
Oh
So
yeah, dude.
close.
I actually put money on the round 4, and I thought that was going to happen too.
Close, man.
Both of them were.
I had to put money on it too. I thought I was hitting it, but it
Fucking
looked like a great bet.
Barbosa. Barbosa's tough as
So
shit.
I actually am with you on this one, Ryan. I have a sneaky suspicion Paulo Costa can pull this off. You know, everyone's gonna be using their MMA math on this one, but then why is it lying so close? Because you know who's bringing that knockout power, and I think it's Costa. I think Costa got that strength effect here, and since we have seen him in 5 rounds, I think he can somehow win a decision. You know, we've seen Sean get robbed before in the past. I mean, look how many controversial decisions he's lost.
Well, he never
You know, this
separates
could just be
himself either, like Randy
this is a
Brown.
close fight. They're probably gonna give it to Costa
Yeah, yeah,
just to mix up the top 5.
I agree.
So I'm gonna go Costa. I think he can win in multiple ways. I think he could even win a decision. I'm gonna go decision.
The odds on that are wild too. For a decision win, it's like plus 1900 or something on FanDuel
For Costa?
for Costa decision.
Oh, 100% he could
You're
win a
getting
decision. He
fact
could
checked
win
right
rounds.
now.
He could win rounds by getting knockdowns. He could steal some control time on top, mix it up. We've seen him mix it up. Think Sean Strickland's going to be thinking Paulo Costa's going to be going for takedowns? Probably not. You know, but I could think we could see some takedowns in this fight. I could see a lot of knockdowns as well.
Yeah, the forward pressure is going to obviously go to Strickland. So if it's a close fight and it's just up to pressure, it's going to go to Strickland. But I don't think that it's going to do that. Like Costa's kind of a bully too, so he's not going to get backed up all the way to the fence and just sit there. He's going to throw massive like hooks and just who knows what the fuck he's going to do. He can throw kicks. I mean that wild little kick that he threw. What was that? A wheel kick? I forget what he landed on
Yeah.
Whitaker. I
You
mean,
know, I
just go ahead.
oh sorry. Yeah, I feel like what this fight's gonna come down to is who's backing who up, because what Costa does best is when he's putting people on the back foot and he's applying that pressure. Strickland is the kind of guy that stands his ground. So it's like these two are going to meet in the middle. Somebody's going to end up taking backward steps. I think it's really just going to come down to who's taking more of them. But on DraftKings right now, Costa by decision is plus 900.
Okay.
I mean, I don't fucking hate anyone for taking that. That's a pure value bet right there.
Yeah, I saw 1900 somewhere like a couple days ago, and I thought
That's
that
crazy.
yeah. So I thought that was nuts, but I really don't think he wins a decision. I think that if this gets into the championship rounds, I think that Strickland can really take over at that point because it seems like he can fight that style for literally 8 hours. Like
Yeah.
the stories that you hear about him just fighting dudes, 5 rounds and then 5 rounds, just going and he stays fresh. You know, I know he doesn't drink. That does wonders for people's cardio if you don't drink. So yeah, he's crazy. But you know what's funny, man? Both these dudes are 33 years old. Sean Strickland looks like he's in his 40s. You know what I mean? I know, like, white people kind of age a little quicker as the sun is fucking shining in my eyes. You can't even see me here, but Paulo Costa looks like he's in his 20s, and fucking what's his name looks like he's in his damn 40s. So the secret juice is working for Costa. All right, Alex, I told you could have this main event. Islam Makhachev versus the greatest to ever do it, Dustin Poirier. What do you got, man?
I already have something that I like that I would like to bet, and it's the fight to end by submission, and it's
Ooh,
only
guillotine?
minus 120, I believe, minus 115. Because then you get that guillotine by Dustin covered too. Why take Islam by submission when you know Dustin's going to be throwing that up against his coach's demands anyway? So, that's my favorite bet on this card, which is the fight to end by sub, which is, the most likely outcome.
I actually think, dude, real quick, I don't think that Dustin's going to go for guillotines here. I really don't think
I
so.
think
He's a fucking idiot if he does, dude. This
He
guy's never
keeps-
guillotined a person. He's never
he
guillotined a guy in his whole career.
always
You
goes
think he's
for
gonna
it.
guillotine Islam? You're out of your mind.
I
If
don't
he
think he's
went
gonna
for
do
it against Habib, he's definitely gonna go for it against Islam.
Yeah, and everyone
100%.
says that was close. That wasn't close.
They always look close.
Habib said it was close.
Yeah,
Habib said it
it
was
looks close from the dude. Fucking, they were nearly in half guard. That shit wasn't close. I'm
Yeah.
telling you, it wasn't fucking close.
Yeah, guillotines are the lowest, one of the lowest like success rates, and they always look dangerous. But then you just see the head pop right out. It's like a fucking popcorn. It looks so good until it doesn't. That's why
Alex
I
does it
hate them.
every week. Somebody's like in a weird position on the ground. He goes, "Jared, are we good here?" Every fucking week. They
Well,
told
dude,
me Dustin's gonna guillotine Islam. If that happens, I will give you all the praise in the world.
well, I mean, he's saying he's going to do it, and he's saying it would just be like the epic way to finish off an epic career. I think he's bluffing here. I think that he's going to try and
Has
keep
to
this
be.
on the feet. He has to. I mean, he said when this fight first got announced, he was like, "I got to change the guillotine style because trying to guillotine somebody like Islam is not a good idea." But now he's like doubling and tripling down. He's like, "Don't be silly, jump the gilly, all this shit." But dude, I can't imagine. I cannot imagine. But Alex, finish your breakdown. Sorry.
I just think it's an awesome story. You got the
Yeah.
follow Costa trend that's gone mainstream, and everything's aligning for you to bet Islam in the spot because whenever a huge trend goes mainstream, it never happens. I've seen the interviews with Dustin where they've even told him about it, and I'm happy to know he's saying he needs all the help he can get. So the retirement talk was a red flag for me. From a betting standpoint, Islam by sub is definitely the most likely outcome in this situation. It's just something in my gut is telling me they really want to solidify Khabib as one of the greatest in UFC history, because the whole talk of ever since Islam's been around is that he's the next Habib. He's better than Habib. Habib's saying he's better than him. So what if they're all wrong? And if Dustin wins, they were all wrong. And it's going to open up a huge debate of, was Habib better than Islam? And another thing I want you to keep in mind is that Habib just had that tax thing go down in Russia, where
That's why he's back in the
3.3.
corner of his boy.
Yeah, and then all of a sudden he pops right back in Islam's corner for a big, he probably is back because he's fought Dustin. He has a little insight for him, which is definitely a smart move on Islam's behalf. But if you ever needed to get a favor from boy, now's the time. And yeah, suspicious circumstances going around that whole camp.
What was the number of that tax fraud as well?
3.3, they said, American.
Yeah. And that's interesting for my conspiracy heads out there.
Yeah.
33.
So yeah, be nice to hit a little and tell your boy to give up the gilly at plus 2,200 odds. I wouldn't be shocked to see, a lot of Americans happy at the end of this day. But I guess the smart bet would be Islam by sub. But if I were to bet it, I would bet the fight ends by sub. Because then you get that gilly on your back, too.
Okay, so Islam by sub.
Yeah, go round one.
All right, I see you're a fucking communist. Jared, what do you think here?
I really thought you were gonna pick Dustin there. I mean, he didn't pick him here, but I know he's gonna bet him.
Oh, I'm gonna. If you'll have to hold me down if I'm not gonna at least like put a
You have to.
little bit on.
It might be the
sub.
last chance you have to bet Dustin Poirier in the UFC.
Oh yeah, absolutely. But I would have been a lot more confident if he never used that word at all.
I told you, man. Don't fucking pay any mind to that. I'll give my breakdown after Jared here. Jared, you take it away.
I find it insane. Every fucking post I see, every comment section I look in, it is flooded with people saying Dustin's gonna win. And I just I don't see it. I hate to be the skunk at the garden party, but I don't know what has everyone thinking he's gonna win. At least I haven't seen anything different. I mean, the dude's fought for the title twice. He got choked out both times.
Rear naked chokes, yeah.
He's a fucking dog, and he's a guy that I never want to count out of a fight because he's that kind of guy. But I think the only difference between this fight and his last two title shots is this one lasts longer. My pick's Islam by decision. It's just you just look at the two guys' resumes, man. You just look what they've accomplished. I mean, he is that fucking guy. He's like the nearly a Khabib 2.0, just with fucking better striking, But like I said, Poirier, you can't ever count this dude out of a fight. So, yeah, there's absolutely a world. I think his best chance is probably knockout, but I think I see Islam winning by decision here.
Okay. Couple communists on my show here. I like it. That's all right. No, it's fine. I mean, it's the logical thing to do. But I will say, name a lightweight that Islam has defended his belt against. Because you can't. You can't do it. Now
I'm so happy you just said that. Because I was just having this conversation earlier, how fucking I've seen people say fucking yeah, he's only defended his belt against a 145er, right? And so now Volkanovski's just a 145er because before that fight he was number one on the pound for pound list.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just how
he almost
he beat him. Now he's not good.
He beat Islam that first time they fought.
He didn't.
Dude.
It was a close fucking fight. I thought he was going to get the nod.
It could have went. I thought I lost. I had Islam, and I thought I was going to lose that fight in Australia.
Well, in Australia and shit, dude. I honestly think the crowd kind of made the fight seem a little closer than it was. Watch that fight back, man. I'm telling you, not like it was some clear cut victory, but if you really look at it, it's like, yeah, it was. The crowd was playing such a big factor into that. Folk thought he was going to win, then the crowd reacts the way they do, booing Islam and shit, and everyone hops on the internet, robbery. It's like, just because it's a close fight doesn't mean it's a robbery.
Islam won that fight. The first time they fought, and I'm going to see if I can pull up some numbers here, actually.
Well, you pull up the punch count and shit like that, but it's show me the punch count and control time round to round. I don't want the totals. I don't care about the totals. It's scored round to round.
Yeah, I know.
Do that.
I'm just going to pull up this first one. So, yeah, total strikes for Volkanovski, 164 total strikes and 95. I'll pull this up so you guys can see it too. 95 for Islam. Okay. Significant strikes go to Volk as well by 15% or so. Head strikes only one more. Control time goes to Islam, but are we fucking scoring damage or are we scoring control time? Because last I checked, damage outweighs control time. I will not fucking.
Right, but do you count?
He knocked him down too. He knocked him down one time. So like, what are we talking about here? I
Well,
think
yeah, you're acting like the control time. He's standing there just hugging him. He's fucking he's getting these takedowns. Just watch the fight back for me, please.
I'll watch it, but I remember it pretty vividly, and I do really think that Volk won. But so listen, so that time we'll throw that one away. That didn't happen. Volkanovski steps in on 2 weeks' notice for the second one, right? After
Yep.
fighting pretty recently, gets head kicked. Then after that,
Sad.
he loses his belt. So there was a bit of a decline, a sharp decline, because Volkanovski's getting older, right? There was all the jokes and the memes and all this stuff. Islam hasn't defended his belt against anybody. He won it against Charles Oliveira, but that's a great stylistic matchup for him. Charles, every time he gets hit, he just flops down to his back. Most people don't want to follow him down there because he's so fucking dangerous. Islam doesn't care. He goes down there and fucking darces him or whatever the hell he did. And yeah, it was a stupid move for Charles Oliveira to do that, to be honest. My thing with Dustin, obviously I like him, my favorite fighter, right? But the dude is a dog. He's got the high fight IQ. I think if this does go the distance, it really is going to favor Dustin, just like optically, because we're going to see a lot more damage, I think, caused by Dustin. There's going to be more control time, more crotch sniffing by Islam. And dude, these guys, they like to fight out there in Abu Dhabi, man. Even cousin Umar is calling out Corey Sandhagen in fucking Abu Dhabi, like, let's fight in Abu Dhabi. Let's go over there. They don't like fighting in Western countries. So I don't know, man. That's when Islam arguably lost that last fight, was in a Western country in Australia. They're coming over here in Newark, New Jersey. They're fighting on Lafayette Street. You know, fucking Dustin Poirier is from Lafayette, Louisiana. This is the first fight ever that Dustin Poirier is letting his daughter watch, 7-year-old daughter, lucky number 7. I mean, we got a lot of narratives out here. He's got his own shorts now. I just see too much to not go with Poirier. And I will be on Poirier pretty heavily, probably by knockout. I'll probably take him straight up because he's got, the fucking massive odds. I'll take him by knockout. I'll probably take him by submission as well. And then I might get a little greedy and try and pick a couple rounds there because it might be the last time I get to bet on him, right? But I actually think he does it, dude. I really do. And when this fight got called at first, I was like, oh man, this is not good. This is not a good matchup. He's just gonna get rear naked choked again. And that could happen. But as I started kind of like looking into it, listening to more shit, seeing the narratives and all this stuff, um, I think that maybe, the Khabib camp's a little bit stressed out with this tax thing. Because they live like a family. I think that 3.3 million is affecting Islam a little bit too. So yeah, man, I think that they might be kind of fucked. And I had this weird conspiracy theory that I did an episode on where in Dagestan, they live in a city in like a little sub area, and the town is called Makhachev that they live in. I think that Islam Makhachev is actually like, his dad's like a fucking diplomat. Like his dad's like a suit wearing motherfucker out there in Russia, high level fucking rich dude. I think that there's something weird going on with them right now. And yeah, dude, I'll take the conspiracy angle on this. But yeah, dude, all day give me Dustin Poirier. There's no fucking chance I'm not taking DP. And I think he gets a knockout round 3, round 4. I think that he makes this nasty. He wears Islam out a little bit. And Islam's face is going to look fucked up by the end of this thing, I think. And I think he's honestly going to beat the shit out of him, man. So yeah, give me DP. I think he really cares about this and he wants to do it. The retirement doesn't scare me because this dude doesn't need this fight. He doesn't need the belt. He doesn't need anything. He wants the legacy. He wants to have that belt. So I think he's going to go out there and fight like this is his first fight, his first title fucking opportunity. And I think he fucking makes good on it, man. So yeah, DP knockout round 4, I'll say. That's what I got.
I like it.
You believe in it, man. I'd like to see you be right. I mean, I'll tell you right.
It could be the
fucking
greatest.
betting Islam at no minus 600, So
Yeah, I mean it's a tough thing. You have to get methods with Islam, but that's the thing. It's like if he drags this to distance, I really think that's gonna favor Poirier too, because I think more damage will be done. It might look like it's a no-brainer for Islam because he spent fucking 90% of the fucking fight on top of him, but like the 10% that they're at range at distance, Dustin's cracking him. And it's gonna look like a robbery to a lot of people, but I think Islam's due a robbery, honestly. I don't think that he deserves this title reign, and I'm not a fan of him, honestly. I think that he's kind of whack. He's fucking weird, dude. Khabib's cool, it seems like, but he's a fucking weirdo. This dude sits there like this all the time, like just
Dude, I know, right?
it looks like
Well,
he's fucking MK Ultra, dude.
I know,
So,
but that retard strength, though.
and he's definitely he looks his physique looks like he's on some shit, to be honest. But yeah,
Yeah,
man.
that's why when he got signed by the UFC, he had to wait 2 years before he could debut. Because he
Yeah.
had to get all that shit out.
Yeah, and Dustin Poirier has fought, his clone essentially. These people were grown in a lab, and he said, Habib, I never felt somebody so strong, and I think Islam is arguably possibly stronger, but I think that Dustin's going to use that high level jujitsu, and I mean he is a black belt, he just doesn't like to use it, and yeah, give me fucking Dustin all day, dude. I'm excited for it. I think it's going to be a cool fight, no matter what. It's going to feel crazy when you hear the boss from James Brown playing when he walks out. It's going to be wild. But that's all I got, man. What else you guys got? I know you probably got some parlays, some shit to throw
Yeah,
around.
and yeah, then we got to talk about your movie wreck for a second too.
Okay.
But yeah, all right. So the whale bet, it was even odds when I got it. It's minus 125 now, so you're gonna have to eat a little bit of dick if you want a tail. Lima, Hafez, those two are my anchors. I really think those are gonna hit. Four-teamer steamer, Kopilov, Zaleski, Holland, Strickland. That's plus 900. And then we'll shoot a little small straight bet on Kopilov to get the sub at plus 2,800, and then a little something on Holland by sub at plus 250.
I like it. I like it. Alex, you got any kind of long shots or anything that you're trying to go for?
Definitely Dustin Poirier by sub. Definitely gotta throw that out there. We're all chasing huge sub picks and props this week, huh? Might have to tail everybody's just so I'm not missing out here.
Actually, I was talking to someone about it this week. I was like, almost every fight on this card, you can make an argument for a submission. And I'm like, and then imagine we get a whole bunch of submissions. We get to the main event. We're like, oh my God, is Poirier really going to pull the gilly? Is it happening?
Yeah, there's no subs the whole time. Yeah, so DP sub, I like it. I always kind of pick dogs. There wasn't a ton of dogs that I did pick here, but I am ironically I mean, obviously Dustin Poirier, I'm confident in that one, but it's a big dog shot. I think more realistically, if you're not playing favorites and stuff like that, I think Edwards is probably like my dog lock. Um, Mitch doesn't seem like a bad one either. You know what I mean? Like the first fight of the night, that seems like a pretty solid one. But yeah, give me Edwards. Anytime women's MMA is like this and there's extra emotion in there, these bitches are emotional. You know what I mean? So the veteran is gonna have more shit going for her in Edwards than Aileen Perez's crazy ass. And she's got her OnlyFans, which I heard is horrifying. So she is a butterface, dude. She's got a big ass, but holy shit. She got a face like mine, I will say. Zaleski's a cool underdog too. Matthews is a good one. Or no, he's not an underdog.
No.
So yeah, man, give me Edwards, give me Dustin Poirier for my dogs of the week. More confident realistically in Edwards, but yeah, I mean, I'm not turning my back on my dude. So let's go. Good luck to you guys, man. It's gonna be a fun one. Are you guys making any food? You gonna watch it together?
Chipotle always. And yeah, Alex comes over just about every Saturday unless he's out simping.
You guys don't get bored of fucking Chipotle?
Never get bored, bro. It's a lifestyle. It's a commitment.
Okay, have you seen this? Do you guys like hot Cheetos?
Yeah.
Have you seen where you take a bag of hot Cheetos, you crush it up, you order a Chipotle burrito, however you want it?
Yeah, dude. I just saw a video of that like yesterday.
That looks fucking good, dude. Honestly.
No, it doesn't. You're
You don't
crazy.
think so?
That looks fucking horrible.
Well, so look, I've made fried chicken. I cook all the time. Like I make all kinds of shit here. And I've made fried chicken where you crush up the hot Cheetos and you use that as the breadcrumbs instead of like normal breadcrumbs. And it's fucking bomb. Like it just gives it a little kick because when you fry it, the heat goes away. There's not much heat to hot Cheetos anyway. But yeah, dude, it looks like a little fucking hot Cheeto chimichanga, and that shit looks delicious.
It looks like too much for me, dude. I can't believe you said no heat the hot Cheetos. Those bitches are hot.
Dude, I eat jalapenos and like all kinds of peppers just like by themselves over here. I'm part
You're
Mexican, man. It's a little
yeah,
different for us.
you're weird for that. I like
Hey,
jalapenos like on shit, but never by himself.
if you and you're probably talking pickled jalapenos, I'm talking fresh ones. These are spicy as fuck. Serranos, habaneros, all kinds of shit like that. If you eat a lot of spicy food, your chances of dying from cancer shrink like tremendously because that
And your
shit kills you.
chances of diarrhea shoot up drastically.
That's why you build up a tolerance to it. You have diarrhea a couple times and you start getting fucking tough stomach lining like a man. You know what I mean? When's
All
the last
right,
time you had an
fair
ear
enough.
infection? You have an ear infection in a while? These other kid diseases?
Not since I was a kid. Then again,
Okay, good.
I haven't gone to the doctor in a while. Probably
I haven't
should.
sneezed in 15 years, dude. I'm just kidding. Imagine that, like just some crazy shit. But no, man, it's I'm excited for this card, dude. It's gonna be cool. But yeah, you guys should look into making some food, man. You guys could bond over it, get all fucked up and
No,
make some
we
food.
fucking no. That's the thing. We don't like get fucked up during the fights. You like, I'll start drinking like towards the end, maybe.
Hey, you
But
gotta
like
enjoy it.
They all
while I
at
don't know,
me.
dude. It's a commandment, right, Alex?
They all get
Like,
angry at me because every fight I don't bet on, I'm like, what do you think of this live line on this person right now? And they're like, stop telling me the live line. And I'm like, come on, dude.
bro, I fucking no.
Looking for a
It's not
second
like that.
opinion, and I'm
He's sugarcoating it. It's like I'm sitting there, right? He says fucking this guy's minus 200 right now, right?
Right.
And so we're watching the fight. He tells me this guy's minus 200, and then he'll just go, "Oh, he just dropped to fucking plus 200," and I'm like, "Oh, good. Now I know he gets dropped." And then the guy gets dropped, and that's why the
Oh, that
line
is
shot down.
bad. Because yeah,
Dude,
there
it's
is a
like,
delay.
bro, it is like telling me the spoiler as soon as I turn on a movie. It's like a stand-up fucking comedian, and you blurt out the punchline right before he says it.
Oh,
It's
that
like,
is bad.
bro, it is that shit drives me up a wall. Look at that smile, all guilty over there.
What I do, dude, is I check
trying to
the
make money here.
in between rounds, I check the live lines. That is kind of like the way to go, I think, just in case
You
you
miss
want to.
the spots. You miss them.
Yeah, but I
I
do want to enjoy the fights. Like I
well
really
here
do want to
right,
enjoy the
but
fights.
Alex got me one time though, like to the point where it's like I'm still gonna give him shit when he does this to me. But there was one time we both bet cats and Gano, and it was a super close fight, and it was like the fifth round with like 3 minutes left. Alex is like, and we knew she was winning, and Alex is just like, dude, she's plus 1,000 right now, and I'm like, at plus 1,000, I have to take her when I think she's going to get her hand raised. Alex hits the bet at plus 1,000. As soon as I go to place it, the line shift to plus 2,000. The bet still goes through. As soon as it goes through, she drops down to fucking even odds,
Wow.
and then she ends up fucking winning the split decision there. So
Was
that
that
was the
against that
one.
that other man looking chick?
No, it was against Leah Betancourt, or however you say it.
Okay.
But yeah, it was the one time him telling me live odds ever worked out. So it's kind of like he got me on that one time.
Well, then he forever gets the opportunity to do that. It sounds like it was a pretty fucking big hit. So
Yeah, but
There
it
was
was
one.
different though. It was different. It wasn't like blurting out the punchline. It was just like, yo, this is a good opportunity, not like, oh my god, this just happened. Like, you know.
well,
No, but
um,
it'd be like that sometimes. I remember one last good one, like crazy one was Dan Hooker was in a heel hook position against Puelles, Claudio Puelles, and he shot up to plus 2,500 for like 30 seconds.
where does that
And the second he
happen?
got out,
Where is it that quick?
I don't
Because
know, but I thought it was a glitch, but I hit that. And
you
I
don't
wish I
remember the
bet more on
book?
it.
Because like the
Oh
like
no,
FanDuel is not that quick.
DraftKings.
DraftKings is that quick, huh?
Yeah,
Because
that
FanDuel's
quick. They
Oh,
not.
must have
dude,
like
they're
a
fucking
computer
on it.
doing
Okay. I might have to watch them
And
live then.
the second he got out of that heel hook, it went right to even odds, and I was like, dude, how
You
did
can
I
almost cash
just
that out at that point when you have something at plus
you could hedge
2,500.
the other way.
Yeah, or you can
You
cash
could
out
bet
because the bets go up. You know what I mean? So yeah, I don't know. That's interesting. I'll have to look at DraftKings
that's why I'm
live.
always watching the live odds when I'm watching the fights. It's like
But
I don't
DraftKings
care about the
also doesn't
spoilers.
offer
I
cash
want
outs
to.
during the fight.
Can
What's
you
that,
hit a
Jared?
plus 2,500 spot like that? You'd be watching every week too.
Oh
But you
yeah, dude.
know,
If it pops up for just a second, just it's almost like an auto bet.
on
Yeah.
FanDuel, you can cash out the bet during the fight.
Yeah.
DraftKings doesn't let you do that.
Okay, so there's pros and cons to all these things. Okay,
Right.
that makes sense. Yeah, man, I'm gonna fuck around a little bit. I'm gonna probably have some action on Bet Online. I was a little skeptical when I first used it. Dude, I racked up like a fucking $700 balance off like $50 on Bet Online. And I was like, I just had it in my head that it was going to be a pain in the ass to pull it out. So I was just making crazy bets. I put like all $700 on Austin Lewis for the Chargers to get the first touchdown of the game. And there was a fucking
Yeah.
punt return. There was a fucking punt return where this dude scores a touchdown, and then Austin Lewis scores the actual first touchdown of the game. That's not a fucking punt return. So I felt like I was like, dude, fuck Bet Online. But you know, you live and you learn.
That's why you got greedy. You should have just bet on him anytime touchdown. You got greedy.
I
You did
love
get
doing the
greedy.
first touchdown bets though. Those are
You
so
got
fun.
greedy. Just bet anytime touchdown. You would have smashed, doubled your money.
Sure.
You know, but you had to triple it.
No, it was like 7 times. He was plus 700 to get the first touchdown. So it would have been a
Oh,
nice
you
little
should
payday.
for the guaranteed money.
Hey, believe it or not, I was
Nothing's
drunk when I did it.
guaranteed in gambling.
All right, what else we got here before we get out of here?
All right. Well,
Cool.
I've mentally recovered from Requiem for a Dream. You
Okay.
gave me New Jack City. You're fucking 5-0. You got to lay one more on me.
Oh, Jesus. Right now? I mean, I gave you a long options. Okay, so did you check? Did you watch They Live? Have
Nope.
you seen that,
Oh,
Alex?
that one. Yeah, of course.
But you can't sit there and go into it like. So I'll tell you the plot of the movie, okay? Because you can
They
watch the
Live
plot.
post.
Yeah, you can watch the plot of the movie in a commercial. You know what I mean? It's a little more out there. You've been watching like realistic crime dramas and shit like that lately, right? That's what I've been kind of giving to you. Requiem for a Dream's like a drug addiction movie, very real shit, heavy shit.
Fuck.
Requiem for a Dream, it is very different. New Jack City is very different than They Live. They Live, it's kind of in like the wheelhouse of like what Alex and I are into, conspiracy shit, mind control, you know, all this kind of stuff, where basically, you know, it's Roddy Piper is the main character, okay? Automatically epic right there. Then you got the same dude that was you watched Dead Presidents, right?
Yes, I did. That's
So remember
awesome.
the one-legged guy, the black dude, one leg in
Yep.
that? He's also in the movie. He's got 2 legs in this movie.
Oh, word.
But so he's in it. So great cast just to start off. But basically, Roddy Piper's a drifter, you know, homeless kind of loser type dude, gets a construction gig. And something's off with this town. He's just like, something's fucking weird here in this town. He's looking around, getting into some shit. And there's a church that's kind of like the center point of this community. And in that church, they're, you know, talking their gospel, they're saying all their shit. And he ends up finding, like, for some reason, he's drawn to this church. And for some, like, somehow he finds a box of these sunglasses. And sunglasses allow you to see the real world for like what it is. So you're looking at a magazine, or you're looking at a dollar bill. It looks like a dollar bill, but then when you put the glasses on, the dollar bill says you worship this instead of like it's just a plain white piece of paper with black lettering that says you worship this, like you worship money. The magazines say propaganda, believe everything we say, shit like that. And basically the whole movie is him trying to get down to the bottom of what the fuck's going on. But you end up realizing that it's like, you know, and again, it shows all this
Don,
shit.
so you give me a spoiler? Hold up. I don't want to hear you started a sentence you end
What's
up
the
realizing. I don't
spoiler?
want.
Okay, well, yeah, I
You're
won't.
spoiled.
It's a good
Yeah.
movie if you can just go along with the ride. If I'm gonna
Yeah.
fail any, you know, my perfect record here, this will be it. But it's a fucking fun movie, man.
No,
Okay.
it won't be it. It won't be it. I would bet money on that. That's a lock.
Well,
They
yeah, you know
Live.
Jared
It's
better
a
than
cult.
me. You think you'd like it?
It's a cult classic.
Oh, yeah.
WWE fighter is the primo character. Come on, can't
Great.
lose.
Oh,
It's
man.
fucking fun. If you get fucked up and watch it, there's no way you don't like it. You just got to pay attention and be like, and also look at it.
Oh, I got a trivia for you. I got some trivia for you. It has the longest fight scene in movie history.
Oh, dude. It's obnoxiously long. But it's great. It's
It's
fucking
great.
it's between Roddy Piper and that black dude, the one leg black dude. And they're just going at, I mean, it's like 20 minutes that they fight, dude. It's awesome.
Wow.
You
All
think
right.
it's over about 15 times too.
That's awesome.
It's good, man. It's good. It's funny. It's like cool. It makes you think a little bit. But yeah, it's a lot about propaganda and like the New World Order shit. So
All right. I'm in. Did you get around to the Basketball Diaries?
I did not, dude. No. Basketball
That's next for
Diaries.
you, bro. That's
Basketball
next.
Diaries.
That's like more in the fucking Requiem for a Dream genre.
Okay. Yeah, I like disturbing shit like that.
All
Into it.
right, we got the Rex. I like it.
Well-rounded episode. We talk food, MMA, and movies on this show. Yeah, man. I don't know if you guys got anything else, plugs, anything like that. Alex, you got any plugs?
I don't know. What are we doing? We got any? We're gonna cover BKFC, Jared, later this week, or what?
Shit, fucking yeah, I guess so. I haven't even. Well, nah, it's a prospect. I
It's a
don't know. I
better
feel like we
card than
should
the
for
last
now. I
one.
don't know, dude. Yeah, it's got to be better than the last one. Last one was that was rough. But
BKFC 62 is coming up, and that's a huge card. 3 belts are on the line. Like it's a big one in Florida.
yeah, let's go for that one. I'm not trying to break down a prospect card the same week as UFC.
They're hard to
Let's
break
focus
down,
on.
bro. It's so hard to
That's what I'm
find tape
saying.
too.
Well, what we can
Oh,
do, we could start a separate show where it's mostly focused on that because, like I was telling you, no one's fucking talking about that shit. We could tie it in with this, but I was thinking we could start a channel and we just start a new channel from scratch and we all have like the admin to it and we can all like get in there and do everything. But I think it could be something that could blow up much more than like this show could on YouTube because it's a saturated market, man. Everyone and their
Yeah,
fucking mother, especially with pay-per-views. There's people I've never heard of coming out and they're like, "This is what I think according to the fucking strike stats." And it's like, who the fuck are you? Like, I don't see you ever in the Apex cards, and then you're all of a sudden and like their
yeah.
title is like MMA gambling expert, and it's like, dude, you come out fucking 4
yeah.
times a year talking about shit. So yeah,
Fucking
it's a
Gene.
saturated market. But yeah, man. Obviously, when we do that show, I will not be betting, but I'll kind of be like the John Anik in that situation where I'm just kind of leading the show along. I think it'd be sick too, dude. We could get some fighters on. Like, we could have a
Yeah,
good time
be
with that
easy.
show. Yeah, we can get some lower level fighters on, like have a segment where we just shoot the shit with them. Then you guys go into the picks at the end, rapid fire type shit. It could be a whole culture lifestyle thing for us. You know what I mean? But yeah, man, plug your guys' stuff, and then we'll get right out of here. Alex,
Follow us at Profit Picks on all social media. You can follow Jared at Teat Picks at all social media as well. I believe he's on Instagram and YouTube. He's posting the whale bet every week for the boys. I be tailing him myself. So shoot us a follow and let's ride.
you gonna tail him this week because you're on Mitch and he's on Lima with that whale bet.
Yeah, I wasn't gonna go bet huge money on Mitch. Yeah, I'll
Yeah,
ride the boys. He's just gonna have to hear from me if we lose.
yeah. I mean,
He'll be like, dude, I told you I wanted to do Mitch, dude.
yeah, I like that bet. I like the whale bet this week. I have both those picks, so I might tell you there as
I
well,
wish I
Jared.
could just bet Basil because I'm more confident in that.
Yeah,
I
yeah. The
know that
whale,
line.
the whale
You got to
last
get
week.
it to even.
Sorry, dude, go for it.
No, my bad. I was just saying you got to get the whale to even odds.
Yeah, I mean, I could add a third. Like, I could think of a third thing to add into there. You know what I mean? Like, probably like the Dawson Selecki goes the distance or Kopilov. That seems like a safe pick too to add into
Not
that.
safe. I mean, not safe. Judged on the line movement. Like just the lines sometimes just make you like question like
Or Holland.
everything you know.
Holland, you can add to that. You know what I mean? If you're trying to get plus money.
Sure.
But minus 120
Well,
is
I
not bad,
got it
dude.
at plus money, but now it's at minus 125. Still close.
Man, last week the whale bet was so easy. It wasn't your whale bet. It was you had a lot of the same things, but I took Hill. I was like, dude, Angela Hill, and I put a bunch of her just Angela Hill by decision. And then she
Easy.
gets her first submission ever. I was like, what the fuck? That's why I thought it was cursed for a little while. But I still cashed on her because I put her in a parlay. That was like a, whale bet for me. But yeah, man, this game is it's tricky. You never want to drop the balance, as Alex says. But we're gonna get out of here, guys. Thank you so much for listening. Tune in every week. Like I said, we got like 10 straight weeks. We're also kicking around the idea of starting a BKFC show because no one's fucking doing it. And there's a big opportunity for people to make money betting on that shit too. They're really starting to expand with betting opportunities over with the company and stuff too. So other lines are going to come out other than just money lines in the near future, hopefully. So
Yeah,
yeah,
there's no over unders yet.
there's not, but there
Which would be
used to be when I went before I worked there, dude. Before I worked there, there used to be knockout lines. And every time you want to take a fighter, you just take the knockout line in that. You know what I mean? Like you're not missing out much, but you're like fucking 4 times your money. Again, this is before I worked there. But I remember I was working at Pepsi and I was in the back of a Walmart and I hit like fucking 4 underdog knockout lines just back to back. I was like, fuck, dude, this is the easiest shit to bet on. And then it got a little more complicated. They got a little sharper with it. But anytime a new sport comes about, you wanna be on that shit before everybody else. So BKC is still new, so we'll see what's up. We'll see what's up. We'll kick around the idea. We'll think of some names. And yeah, we'll have some fun. Donkey Punch, that might be a fun name, right? Donkey Punch or something like that. But we're getting out of here, guys. Good luck with your bets this weekend. Follow Profit Picks, follow Teep Picks, and watch this if you want to see our dumb faces on YouTube with the Profit Picks channel. Take care and good luck.